Hello everybody, welcome to my pick a card video. This is Oak Tree Tarot. Today's question is, what kind of man do I need? This isn't the kind of man that you want, but the one that you need. We'll be looking at three different things: the kind of person that you are, the kind of relationship that you would benefit from having, that you should aspire to, and the kind of man that would complete you or would make you very happy, the kind of man that you'll be able to have this relationship with. Now, this is a general reading for a lot of people, not for you as an individual. So please take what resonates with you and ignore what doesn't. And if you want to have a private reading, just email me on the address that's in the description box and we can have a chat. Otherwise, I want you to take this just for fun, entertainment purposes, as they say, and not to take it too seriously. Just take it as a guide. Now we've just got the two sets today, set 1 and set 2. So I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, visualize the two decks and feel which one that you're more attracted to. If you don't feel any attraction to either deck, that's alright. Maybe the message isn't for you in this video. You can move on to another one and perhaps find the answers that you seek or something close to that. If you need more time, please take it, but please trust your first instinct. Don't overthink it. And we shall be moving on to the first reading. Thank you. Hello everybody that chose the first set of cards. Okay, now I want to remind you that you should always trust your inner knowing, your own instincts about yourself and the kind of man that you like. But if this allows you to think differently about how you approach relationships and what you want in a relationship and what kind of man you feel would suit you, that's all for the good. But you are attracted to who you're attracted to, and follow that first. Just take this as a bit of an interesting bit of fun. These three cards are you as a person, what you are like. Okay, so I'm going to do this in a general way. So we've got the Wild Hunt, which is the Tower card in the general Rider-Waite Tarot, the Five of Chalices, and the Nine of Pentacles. So straight off, the Wild Hunt. I think in some way that you're possibly quite shocking. Maybe that's due to the way that you dress yourself, maybe your fashion sense. Whether it's more literally you are stunningly beautiful. I sincerely hope that's the truth. And trust me, even if some people don't think you're stunningly beautiful, others will do. You could be a very dramatic person, possibly a bit hysterical. You know that you're going to come to the worst conclusions and sob hysterically, or be the person that screams the loudest on exciting rides or when you're watching scary films. You could just be a very sharp shooter, somebody who's just straight down the line, who's just sort of not necessarily causes chaos wherever they go, but you don't mess about. You're decisive. You get straight in there and say, I'm sorry, but the relationship's over. It's going nowhere. It's finished. That could be part of what you do. Or you could be just somebody who's quite easy to move on really quickly and move on to new places, always on the move like the lightning. You don't have to be like the tower that collapses. You could be like the lightning that causes the collapse. You could have a dramatic effect on people's lives in some way, and you're well remembered. That doesn't mean in a nasty or negative way. It could be that you just, within your utter loveliness, cause an impact on people's lives. So I think you're somebody that's to be remembered and who causes great change, either within yourself, and that you're ready to change who you are and what you do quite easily, or you incur a lot of change in other people's lives, possibly due to the kind of job that you do. And that could be anything. Five of Chalices is always sort of near the grief card, the sad emotions, grieving over what's been lost, the spilt cups, ignoring what's still going on in their lives. So you could possibly be somebody that gets a bit sad and depressive, or always is the cup's half empty rather than half full, which might fit into your over dramatic sense of personality. If you're the sort of person that just over dramatizes things and gets very upset and very emotional, so you could be quite a volatile personality in terms of your emotions. That doesn't mean that you're nasty or a burden or anything unpleasant. It just means that you react in a very emotional way. Possibly you could be very, very sensitive. Possibly for some of you, you're quite sensitive. But in other ways, you're quite steady. You're probably very family orientated. Whether you actually have been married or are looking to get married, or that you have a deep connection with your family if you're too young to have got married or anything like that, that you have close connections with your siblings and have fun with them, and that you have a good relationship with your parents, or that this is what you aspire to, that you want to be happy, fruitful, secure, well paid. The Nine of Pentacles is sort of about money, because Pentacles are about our worldly goods. So though you might have a certain level of emotional instability, possibly, but not guaranteed, or that you are very emotionally steady but slightly towards the depressive side, in that you feel just generally sad because of something possibly that's happened in your past, maybe a shocking moment. But I think for you as a person, you actually are quite steady and earthy and well-rounded. You just have your moments where you shock. And that could be just quite simply down to your fashion choices, or something about your appearance that causes people to be shocked, or that you're one of those people that people say, oh, how old are you? And you say how old you are, and they think, oh my God, I thought you were 15 years younger. Or with what you do, if you're, it's like a petite, lovely lady, and they find out you're a amateur boxer or something, there's something shocking about you. But there's also something, there's an air of sadness, I think, an air of loss and of grief. Maybe you've had lost relationships or lost loved ones, or opportunities haven't panned out in the way that you tried, not necessarily due to anything through any fault of your own, but just because things haven't panned out. Okay, so that's what I feel like, that in some way that you're very, very different, but also inside you're incredibly steady and just like the rest of us. Now, what kind of relationship would a person like that need? And we have Ten of Winter, which I find strangely resonant with your... Let's see if I can make a bit more space. I find that strangely resonant with the Wild Hunt. We've got the Five of Chalices, and we have Unity. I like that. And then Nine of Pentacles, and then we have the Star. So Ten of Winter, which is Ten of Swords, the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of addiction or codependency. So you need a relationship that ends a resolution of some difficulties, which I feel with this card now sort of brings to light to me of past sadnesses, possibly failed relationships. For a lot of you, you've had lots of failed relationships that have hurt you and made you feel possibly quite bad about yourself, maybe a bit unlovable, and you need a relationship that ends that. That ends it. Resolution of difficulties that ends it. Maybe an addiction. Maybe some of you have had some sort of addiction, whether it's an alcohol or a drug, or just a way of mind and an attitude of being. And this person, you need a relationship that's going to help you end that. Now, no relationship in itself can end the bad parts of you. You need a relationship that enables you and supports you to be the best person that you can. And that's what that card means. Now we have Unity, which is like the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite. Trying to make sure you can see this on the camera. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. You need somebody that you have a spiritual connection with, that you have somebody that, if you're more of a traditional person and they are not, that you can meet in the middle. Or that if you lead, and I think you might be a bit more alternative in whatever way, you need somebody who's going to say, yeah, you dress in a way that's completely different from me, or you think or feel in a way that's completely different to the way I think and feel. But we can meet in the middle. We can be together and meet in the middle. And that's what you need, somebody who's willing to meet you in the middle. A spiritually minded community, so that they will support you. This isn't about in a religious way. I mean, the Hierophant is, but in this deck, it's about your spirituality, about how you connect to yourself and the world. So you need somebody who shares possibly your religion if you are religious, or at the least can respect how you express your spirituality. They either share it, but maybe express it in a different way, but they recognise that you are a kindred spirit and that they can work with you rather than against you, which is important if you've had past failures because of how different you are. And this difference can be anything, it really can. I've probably not listed all the ways that it could be different. So in whichever way you're different, you need somebody who's going to love and respect you for that and not try and change you, but allow you to flourish and be who you really are. And then we have the Star. Look to the future with hope and optimism. The power of faith to move mountains. Happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. This is just echoing the Ten of Winter. You need somebody that's going to keep you hopeful at all times. Whenever bad times happen, and they always happen, bad times always happen, you need somebody that's always going to be there for you, that you can say, oh, it doesn't matter that we lost the bid on our dream house, we have each other. That there's the rough, but you remember the smooth. That's always going to have you back. That's going to help you create this beautiful dream. That's what you need. A relationship that gives you hope, unity, and ends a sadness within you. Which is what, we all need really, but that is such a beautiful message and it's really something to aspire to. If you do have this sadness, please aspire to the kind of relationship with the person that gives you all these energies and all these motivations and something to move towards, and that gives you hope and the faith to carry on and get through the bad times, that when the horrible things happen, you're going to stick together and it's not going to all go wrong for you. So, what kind of man would that be? I'm just going to have a quick sip of water. Thank you. So, what kind of gentleman is that that's going to provide this for you? We have Vishnu for balance. We have Ul for focus. And Odin for guidance. Oh, I seem to have veered a lot to the left. So, Vishnu, balance. You need a balanced gentleman. He can balance lots of things. If you are this emotionally volatile person, or a person that somehow attracts that volatility towards them, you need a man that's very emotionally balanced and mature that can handle it. I mean, look at the yellows and the blues of the Tower and the blues of Vishnu. They match. You need somebody that's matched energetically to you. Now, you'd think, oh, somebody who's energetically matched to me is somebody that's as volatile as I am, or he needs somebody that is as emotionally balanced as he does. No, that's not the match. You need to match each other, because where you are weak, he is strong, and where he is weak, you are strong. And sometimes very emotionally balanced people just do anything to keep the balance, and they need somebody to come and shake them up. So you might come and ruffle this man's feathers a little bit. Not too much, he's far too balanced. But he can also iron out your worst excesses in your personality maybe. So you need a man that's calm, balanced, mature, that's not going to play along with your games or let you get overly dramatic, or if you are, it's not going to bother him or faze him or, make things worse. You need a balanced, strong man who has lots of focus. I presume, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, apologies if I'm not, but focus, he's a bowman. The amount of fierce determination, concentration, peacefulness, along with the balance, that's needed to hit your target. Maybe his target will be you. This girl here, should we do it that way? Cupid's arrow, she will be mine. Oh yes, she will be mine. And she doesn't have a clue what's happening, but focus. If you're scatological, a bit all over the place, he will be focused, and he will keep focus when you can't. If you're going through a depressive phase, if that's who you are as a person, and you just have phases of being upset and sad and needing a new motivation, or needing time to get over bad news or griefs or losses or anything, he's going to be there. He's going to be focused where you are not. And that's where the balance comes in. And we also have guidance. Odin, he lost his eye in order to get wisdom. He was a fierce warrior, but he was also the god of poetry. I can't remember, that's a distant memory, but guidance. He has inner wisdom, inner guidance, possibly where you do not. This is where the hope will come in, that you can look at him and he gives you hope because he has guidance. So when things go wrong in your relationship, or just wrong outside of your relationship but it affects you, when maybe trying to start a family and it doesn't work, or you try and buy a particular property and it doesn't work, or you don't get the job you wanted, he has the guidance to get you through it. He can guide you, support you and nurture you. And he's also a smart man who's going to be able to help you in many, many ways. So you really need a steady, mature, balanced man to even out these emotions within you and help you get this family and maintain it. This man isn't going to try and stop you from seeing your family and separate you from them when it's really important. He's going to nurture that. He's got too much emotional balance and maturity within him. He might be a bit older than you, doesn't have to be. He can just be mentally and emotionally mature. He could be exactly the same age in years, but has lived a different life and possibly a bit more of life than you. Or he's just an old soul. I just think that you possibly are very emotional, and it doesn't mean that he's an android and he's unemotional. It's just that he controls his emotions. He's already possibly gone through the journey that you are currently going through or are about to embark on. So this is the message on you meeting this man. It could be an inspiring message. It could be a message of encouragement, or a message on how long until you're ready to open up and meet a person like this, or that he may enter into your life. You might already know this man. If you're looking, I know exactly who that is. This card maybe gives us a clue as to how long it takes to find them in the near future. That's nice. So you might already know this man, and this might give you the courage to approach him. Take it steady, don't rush anything. If it's a friend of yours, see if you could just go out on a couple of dates as friends with just the two of you. If you've never met this man before, you're going to have the opportunity to meet him in the near future. Maybe get out to places, if you're invited to a few places, say yes in the hope that you'll meet this gentleman. Or it could be that in the near future you're going to be ready and in a position to get out there and meet a man like this. Because this is the kind of man that you should be looking for. So when you're looking there and thinking, well, I want a man that's 6'2", black hair, blue eyes, the traditional dark-haired stranger. Actually, you should be looking for a man that has these qualities, and it doesn't matter what he looks like. And in the near future, you're either going to be ready for that, or you're actually going to get the chance to meet him. Okay, so whatever does happen, I wish you all the best. I wish you all the happiness for the future, and please take care of yourself. Let me know if this resonates with you in the comments box, and goodbye. Hello everybody that chose pile 2. This is your reading. Please remember that this is a general reading, so I want you to just take what resonates with you and set aside anything that doesn't make any sense. Because not everything in this reading is going to apply to you exactly. It's just very much about the general energies. And you should always follow your inner knowing, your first instinct. If I am describing this person and you think it doesn't fit you, carry on listening, because you might think, yes, that's the kind of relationship I would like, and that's the kind of person that I would like to meet. But always trust your knowing of yourself as a person and your inner instinct and your inner wisdom with this kind of reading, okay? Now, these 3 cards are meant to describe you as a person. So we have the Witch, which is sort of the magician in the Rider-Waite tarot. Make sure I can position this so I can fit everything on. And the 9 of Chalices, lovely. And the Ace of Wands. Right, so first of all, I am very jealous of you as a person because you are fabulous. You are the Witch, the magician, so you have all the skills that you need. You have everything that you need to succeed in life. You're probably very charming and sophisticated. You have charisma galore. This witch here has the pentacles, the swords, or a tar mace for this deck, and the chalice, and she's using her wand to create some sort of concoction. She has a protective ring of salt around her, and she has a crow watching over her. You've just got everything. If you set your mind on something, you do it. You probably do it very well. If you think you're going to learn a new skill, you do it, and you probably could be an expert at it. You manifest everything you need in life. If you suddenly find yourself that you need to earn more money, or that you need to move house, you get yourself the perfect house, you find the job that pays the amount of money that you deserve, that you're worth, and that you need. You're probably self-employed, you probably don't have a boss, or that you're the head of the food chain in your area. You just got everything, and people pay attention to you, they notice you, they possibly come to you for help. And you're not a person to be ignored by any means. You're very well-rounded in your skill set and how you approach life and how you deal with people. Some people think that the magician's sort of a negative card, but it's not really. It's just the working for yourself and against others aspect. Well, you work for yourself. Doesn't mean that you won't work for others and apply all these skills for those that you love, and that if people really need it, you'll help them out. But overall, you're not afraid to be a little bit selfish and make sure that you get everything that you need. And that's the way to approach it. Take care of yourself, but don't be afraid to take care of others as well. Next, you've got the 9 of Chalices, which is the wishes come true card. So for some people, you are a wish come true. But overall, it's just emotionally content and satisfied. I think you have everything that you need in life, possibly apart from meeting someone to share your life with, this man that you're looking for. Again, like, that resonates with me. I think you earn enough to keep yourself. I think you probably can manage your own finances. You have a good job. You have good relationships with all your friends and your family. You're very emotionally satisfied and content. I don't think you're lonely. I think you're probably content in your life, and would be all right if you didn't meet somebody to settle down with. Or at least at the moment you're in that position. That might change in the future. But at the moment, you're all right being single. I think you just think, oh, it'd be nice to meet somebody, and you'd pursue it if you did. But it's not the end of the world for you to not meet somebody. Obviously you're attracted to this video for some reason, so maybe you're starting to think that, but you are a lovely, warm, welcoming person that other people want to be around because you just offer out this lovely, happy confidence and contentment. You know, there's a lot of emotional satisfaction in the Nine of Chalices when it applies to a person. And you're a real go-getter. You're probably quite sexy. Sexually alluring is, I mean, look at that lady. I think you're probably quite sexually alluring. Whether you're a lady or a gentleman, it doesn't matter. And you're very attractive, very fiery, you've got a lot of energy, very vibrant. You probably always got something going on. You know, if somebody hasn't seen you for a couple of months, they say, oh, how are you doing? How's a particular hobby or whatever? And you're like, oh yeah, I've finished learning that. I've got qualifications in it. Now I'm learning about, or that you're getting a new qualification, or you're doing something really exciting. Ace of Wands is about passion, energy, drive, ideas. So you might be somebody that's full of brand new ideas. You might not necessarily see them to completion because this is the Ace of Wands, but you're possibly somebody that's always got a new idea. And when discussing stuff with friends, you generously give off these ideas because somebody else might need them more than you, and they're just ideas because you are satisfied within yourself. That's self-confidence there. There's a lot of self-confidence in this set of 3 cards. You know your own worth and you won't be shortchanged. You are an absolute firecracker, a spitfire, just worth your weight in gold. So this utterly fabulous person that you are, you know, that really possibly doesn't need anybody else, although clearly you would like to, and it's certainly nicer to be with somebody and to share your life with them, be on your own. What kind of relationship do you need? This is your relationship. You need 6 of Spring, that makes sense. 8 of Summer, that makes even more sense. And 9 of Spring, yep. A fabulous person like you needs a fabulous relationship. So what we've got is 6 of Spring, which is 6 of Wands, which makes sense because there's just a lot of fiery energy in you. I'm not really into astrology, but you know, it's like the fire signs, Aries, and I don't know what the others are. I really don't know anything about astrology. I shouldn't have mentioned that. Anyway, 6 of Spring is 6 of Wands, which is the victory card. So we've got wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that bring rewards, success and public recognition. You want a very public relationship that is very obviously successful. Very obviously. You're not going to be a hidden away mistress or a dirty little secret boyfriend. You're just not. You want a relationship where you're held on their arm and they drag you around the room bragging, saying, this is my new girlfriend, this is my new boyfriend, aren't I lucky? You're just meant to be hung on someone's arm and shown around with pride. So you want a relationship that's on display and not hidden. You know, a marriage, a wedding is about when it's publicly proclaimed between 2 people that you are the one for them and nobody else is going to interfere with it. I know realistically that doesn't happen. People cheat and there's divorces. But overall, a wedding is there for you to show the world that you are committing your life to this other person. And that's what you want. You want a wedding, a full commitment, and a smart choice that brings reward. You want to marry the right person that brings you all the bounty, where you can be this magnificent person that you want an equal that will help you manifest beautiful things, a beautiful family, a beautiful household, a beautiful work life. It just gives you everything you need and that everybody can see it. You know, like an Instagram lifestyle. Some of you are there thinking, yeah, so I can have a lovely Instagram account or social media account and post pictures every day of our wonderful life together. And that's what you want. And that's what you need. That is a good relationship for you as an individual and with the person that we're going to describe will be good for you. 8 of Summer. the desire for a more meaningful life, realising that it's time to move on and choosing to make major life changes. You want to get married. You want to get married to one person and stay married to them for the rest of your life. You want a major commitment and one that will allow you to change. A major life commitment where you get married, where you have kids, buy a house together, have the pets, all the usual things. You want the full deal. And you want it because you want a meaningful life. You want one that has meaning. You don't want a 6-month fling where you have lots of excitement and then it's over. You want to have the proper marriage, whether there's a physical wedding or not, even just the lifelong commitment. 9 of Spring. Protect the fruits of your labours. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental observation. Now I take from that you want a relationship that's regarded by both of you as the most important thing that you have. Protect the fruits of your labours. The time, the money, the physical energy that you invest in this relationship, you want to be protected and regarded as important. Protect the fruits of your labours. You don't want somebody that's going to cheat on you or turn out to be a big time gambler that's going to waste everything that you've both worked so hard for. You want somebody that's going to stick with you through the challenges that lie ahead. You want somebody that's going to stick with you when the time gets tough, that maybe times aren't so plentiful, because sometimes that happens. People lose their jobs or the economy falters. Or things just don't go the way that you planned. People struggle to have babies, or the sickness, things that you can't avoid that happen in life. And you want somebody that's going to be sensible with you and say, well, let's have these various insurance policies or practical plans so if something goes wrong, we're all okay. Environmental conservation, that's the same thing, to protect your environment, your household, your relationship, your families, both on your side and his side. You want it all to be protected and taken super seriously. This wonderful person that you are, with everything going for you, skilled, talented, warm, lovely, content in yourself. You're not somebody that's, got a few chinks. You're a lovely, well-rounded person and you've got a lot going for you, and you want somebody that's on your level, that will give you a relationship that's full of victory, deep commitment to change and deep commitment to protecting the relationship, and you deserve it. So who is this lovely person that you should be trying to find? Now this might be somebody that you know already, that's already in your life. And if that turns out to be true, that you do have someone like this, then you know that you're on the right lines with this person. Obviously, this is a general reading, so I can't tell about you as your individual relationship, but email me if you want a private reading. But this is just generally the sort of person that you as this person would need. And what we have is Anubis, protection, Apuk, fear, and Hypnos, sleep. So protection in the hard times. Yeah, that's what that means. We've discussed that you want somebody to deeply commit to the relationship. You need somebody that has protective edge to them, that they're interested in protecting you and their family. Quite a masculine man, a strong man. Anubis was a protector of the dead as they go into the afterlife, and that's what you need in the dark times. You're all right generally in day-to-day life, but when things go wrong, you need to have the right partner that will support you and nurture you and give you a hug and, protect you during your weaker moments. And it doesn't matter how well-rounded and wonderful person you are. We all have our bad moments where we need somebody to just take charge and keep an eye out for us. And you need a man like this. Apuk, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Apuk, fear. This looks horrible. You don't need a man that makes you frightened. Nobody does at all. But Apuk was the god it was a Mayan god that took people into the afterlife, and they were frightened of him because he hunted them in the night and he wouldn't give up. So I think such an independent person as yourself, and I really do, these two women are single women and perfectly happy and content in it. I don't think you're really looking for anyone. You might have just come on this video by accident or just out of pure curiosity. But you do need a man that's not going to give up, that's going to chase you a bit. He's going to see you and he's going to think, you're the one for me. You're going to reject him because you don't really need him. And he's going to say, no, we're definitely meant to be together. And will probably live up to the expectations of your relationship here. So you need somebody that's going to aid you in your fears. Maybe you're such an independent person because you've had failed relationships and you're now at the stage where you're lovely and independent and you don't need anybody and you don't want any of that hassle, thank you very much. But he's going to come up and possibly, I suppose the word is triggering now, but he's going to lift up and churn up inside you all those fears that you have. But he'll protect you in that. He's not going to be cruel with you. If this is a man that you know and you're feeling inside yourself that he's churning up old fears that you'd left behind, he's not going to hurt you. He's going to protect you. He doesn't want to hurt you at all. He wants to help you be peaceful, sleep peacefully, hypnos, sleep. You know, he wants to ease these fears. You know, he wants to protect you from the fears so you can sleep. And sleep is not physical sleep, although some of you may be struggling to sleep or have suffered from insomnia. This is about being at peace with yourself so that you can rest easy. So if there has been a bad relationship, a bad childhood, or bad people in your life, and you've got to the stage where you're completely self-reliant, you're completely content within yourself, and you can have all the fire and drive that you need within yourself, this man's going to come and say, you don't need to be alone. You don't need to fear. I'm with you and I'm going to stick with you and I'm not going to give up on this, which is what you want in that relationship. A man that will go the distance with you and commit. This man will. And it will be deeply protective. That might be annoying if you're such an independent woman or man. You know, I don't need you to do that. But we all need somebody to, on some level, that we can rely on, even if just for a little bit. And this man will be that. You can be his equal partner. He's a strong man. And he's a man that's interested in your peace of mind and whatever anxieties you might have, regardless of this. He's going to be there for you. He's going to want to take care of you and inspire this brilliant person to be even better than they are at the moment. You know, he deserves this wonderful person, and this wonderful person here deserves him. A protective man that's interested in what fears you are frightened of, that's not going to give up on you, that will hunt you and hunt away even your darkest moments and give you peace of mind within yourself, so that you're not alone and you're not doing it all on your own. So this card is the Angel Oracles deck, and this is a message, a guidance for how you, this lovely person, can meet this lovely man. It's either guidance of literally how to be the kind of person to attract this kind of man, or if you already know this person and you're actually asking, is this person the right one for me? I think the answer is yes. They are the right person for you, or at least you could have a really good go at getting the relationship you want with this person. And this message is for you on how to get to this person, or to be in a place where you're opened up in order to meet a man like this. And the message is, meditation brings answers. So you need to think on this. Go into your quiet place and think about it. Think about what issues that stop this magician, this witch, from meeting a man like this, because I feel very much that the majority, if not all of the people watching this video are singletons, that you don't actually even date anyone. You probably have lots of friends that you socialise with, but I wonder, you probably haven't dated for years even. And meditation brings answers. Meditate on why you're in this way, what to do about meeting someone like this, how you can get to that person, because I think you're smart enough to look within yourself and think, this is why I am avoiding meeting this man, or avoiding connecting to him, or committing to a relationship. Meditation brings answers. So there are answers to find. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this has helped. Please leave me a comment to let me know if it has or if it's resonated with you. And I really, really wish you all the best and all the luck in the world. And please take care of yourself. And goodbye.